Hi there, and welcome to High Frequency Bubble. I'm Vera, and I'm so excited to have you here with me today. This podcast is all about personal growth and tapping into your potential. Whether you're already into self-improvement or just getting started, we have something for you here. In each episode, we'll explore different ways to understand yourself better, harness the infinite possibilities available to you, and learn practical tools to elevate your life. I truly believe we are all capable of amazing things. We just need a little guidance sometimes, that little nudge to remember who we really are. So if you're looking to shake things up, try new approaches, and maybe surprise yourself with what you can do, all while keeping it real and having some fun, then stick around. We are about to kick off this episode today, so let's get into it. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to High Frequency Bubble Podcast. Today, we have beautiful guest, Liliana, and we will be talking today about personal healing, balancing family and business together, and also kind of understanding the relationships and the dynamics, having a business, being a mom of two, and still being a wife, which I think is quite challenging, I would say. So let's give a big welcome to Liliana. Hi, Liliana. How are you doing?
Hello, Vera. I'm beautifully. I am really feeling energized. Thank you for welcoming me to this podcast. I literally love it. Yeah, whatever you said is pretty much what describes me the best.
Yeah.
All over the place, doing all the things, but still I find my peace inside.
And that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And if you can just tell us a little bit of a backstory about you. I mean, we know that you have that you're a mom of two. We know that you have a husband. I know also that you've been an entrepreneur. You had your businesses before, and now we are here in this beautiful moment where you are transforming into the next level of your life, which is so exciting for you. So yeah, if you can just tell us more about yourself.
Yeah. So I'm 37 now, and I am a mom of two. They are almost 7 and 9. And I've been, since I was a child, in love with science. And particularly, I can say now that I'm an adult, with neuroscience. I wanted to be the brain scientist when I was very little. And second thing, it was my desire. I wanted to be an artist, to draw for Disney at the time. So I always had these two, creative and very from a side, and very like scientific rational from the other side. Wow. And this led me a series of necessary condition in life, like having a dad that didn't want me to go for one of the two ways I have chosen, and instead trying pushing me for the other one. He wanted me to become a doctor. And you choose your parents, and we all know on this podcast, we all choose our parents, and that was necessary for this continuous, perpetuous sense of like not having been, not realized, not having found my way all the way. Till like a couple of years ago, when I literally got out of my spiritual closet.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, there was such a thing. Like, let me go back. So I have studied for scientific college, and then I went to neurophysiopathology university, but I didn't take the degree because I realized I was so good in studying, so effing good in studying, but I realized that was not practically, like being in a hospital, my thing. And I was missing that creative part of me. So I left. I went to London. I lived there for a couple of years.
I didn't know that you've been living in London. Oh my days.
Yeah. From my 22nd and 24th.
Because you're from
age.
Italy, right?
Yeah,
You're Italian.
absolutely.
You're Italian,
Yeah,
100%.
I am Italian. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
I loved it. I literally loved it. And I came back and I've stayed back in Italy, but that was not my plan. My plan was like going all over the place, and so many long stories could come up. But let me stick to let me stick to the journey that got me here, being a quantum coach, a quantum energy healer, quantum medicine healer. So I went through all those like more superficial and artistic thing to do for as a job. And I had when I came back in Italy, I had my company open and I had a beauty salon, advanced beauty salon for years. And then I realized I was not really doing what I wanted to do. Like I was in my shop, being the boss, the entrepreneur, having the employees and all the girls working and things to manage. What I was doing there was supporting, helping through their, I would say, like beauty journey, like a transformational, loving themselves beauty journey for my client. And I realized what I was doing was like literally I was motivating them, supporting them, being there for them, like kind of coaching them. But at the times still didn't know. It was years and years ago, 7, 8 years ago. Yeah, more than 8, yeah. And then COVID happened and I am so like revolutionary. And then I decided a couple of years later that that was not my thing to do anymore. So I closed the shop and I said, you know what happened? You know, manifestation is so magic. It's so incredibly magic. When you are the frequency of what you want, of the end result, that just the 3D has to show up as per what you are vibrating at. So I had no money to close that business. I couldn't afford closing that business, but I was burning out. And I've said, you know what? I'll close it and that's it. I have decided I'm going to close in 3 months' time. Let me get my clients ready, prepare my clients for this. Let me finish all of them sessions they have in the shop. And that is it. I have decided is that. Can I pay my debt? No. Will a way come to me? Absolutely yes. I cannot take it anymore and this is it. So I've closed it. At the times, I didn't know anything about this world. Absolutely nothing spiritual about me. I was the rational, scientific one. I have to see to believe. I've never believed in anything. I mean, like the word God couldn't really be around me. I would get triggered if hearing about God, you see? So what happened is I was so determined that somehow something was going to happen and I could really go ahead with this decision. It happened that my husband had a burst of work and started earning such an amount of money that we could pay out all the debts. I could take my time and take a few months for like a sabbatic journey, like energy healing journey. I went all over finding the Ayurveda practitioner, the EFT tapping. He was calling himself the alchemic tapping practitioner. I didn't know at the times years ago. And so I started to this energy healing journey for myself because I needed some heal because I was, literally, I burned out. So I discovered all of this new
Yeah.
world.
So hold on a minute. Let me just
And
ask you this because that's actually so interesting what you are saying. And it's so thank you so much for being vulnerable and showing that actually, hey, how it wasn't so easy at the beginning. And it takes you, your burnout. It takes you probably the family away from the house as well. Because how old are your kids?
almost 7 and 9.
So it's 7 and 9. So actually, you said that you had your business beauty salon when like 9 years ago. So actually, you've closed the salon, and everything happened for you when you start healing, when you become that magic frequency to yourself, and then can you say that you actually opened the vortex to the endless possibilities to your family? Because yeah, and I've got
Totally.
the goosebumps actually. Okay.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I was about to say that. I was got goosebumps. Yeah, all of the form from my toes up to my head is tingling. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, believe me, I've made so many like risky and jumping in the dark choices in my life. That's my way of being, like
You are
being
all in.
crazy jumping in the dark because I just trust whatever I have in mind. And I think this has been the biggest strength I had in my life. And yeah, when I opened a salon, I had Kelly, my first daughter, who was 1 year old, 1 year and a half old, yeah, something like that. And 3 months after I opened the salon, I got pregnant of Kian, my second beautiful one. And that's such a story. You won't believe what a story it is. I'm just telling you, the day I had to give birth to the two kids, the night before them, still I was working or at courses for my entrepreneurship and salon. Yeah, absolutely. So I am one of those women who never ever stops, who can do all by themselves, who do and do. So I've been so much in my masculine, so much that getting to know that I am worthy of being in my feminine. I'm worthy to receive. And I didn't know absolutely anything about this universal law and everything I have discovered in these recent 2, 3 years. So when I got to know that, I understood how. I mean, of course I was burning out. Of course I was just in the giving mode. You cannot really be like a mom, a wife, an entrepreneur, whatever, a woman being just in the masculine. And I have learned so much. So I got to the time that I said, this is it. I'm done with this. There's something wrong about my everything. I mean, I have to fix something. So I got fixed myself with all those holistic
Yeah.
practices. And then I just subscribed to Quantum Medicine University here in Italy, in Rome. And this journey has started. So during the first months, I was learning so much. And I've asked my professor, what else is there that it's something is missing about all of this for me? Just tell me, what do I have to take some more information? And you know what he told me? He said, go read Ramta's books. Go find about Ramta, and yeah, everything started from there. And then I discovered Neville Goddard, and then it was all about Joe Dispenza, and then it was. I mean, I could mention, I mean, so much, so many, and I've started like. I love studying. I'm still studying nowadays. Then after quantum medicine, I understood there was something more for me, and I got to the QCA. Yeah, Quantum Coaching Academy, and yeah. Long story short, I mean the shortest ever.
I mean, we do not go
Um,
deep. I think we all have had very incredible stories, and we as a women actually. And the fact that I'm gonna go back, we're gonna time travel a bit because we know that we can travel whenever we want and however we want, right? It's not such a thing as a time for us. So
yeah,
yeah,
see,
the fact that the God, the universe, whatever was there for you that was triggering you, but it was a different plan for you. You shouldn't supposed to be a doctor, right? And from that day, and then you shouldn't supposed to be in a beauty salon either. But these whole situations, they got you to the moment where actually that's what I'm getting from you, where you understood the feminine and masculine when you condense, as you said, all together the knowledge what you have from neuroscience, that start to believing that actually the life is happening for us. You making your own, that's what it is about. Making these bold moves, the one that you have to jump, and when you are not thinking, that's where the answers it is actually. And if you're gonna think about it, I don't know if you know that method, but I'm just gonna ask you this. Do you know that method? I think Mel Mel Robbins, I think one of them, she's talking about it. And it's this method when it's like 1, 2, 3, jump. And you're not looking, you're not doing anything, you're just thinking and you're taking the action, you're taking this bold move. Because what is happening we've got the fear, and actually the fear can really stop us. And then what is happening when we don't have a balance between feminine and masculine energy, we are all the time in this do because we can't see.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
totally. Yeah, I know that method starting from the, all the
yeah.
embodiment. Like, imagine the ultimate version of yourself you want to be, all those futures, just embody them and just start acting like her. What should she think in order to act that way? How should she walk? How should she, carry herself and start? And then you go, as exactly as you said, the 1, 2, 3 jump exercise, which is, the bottom of an eye switching to that version. I've practiced that this recent year, last year, a lot, and that helped me so much. There was a real stretch. Absolutely nothing like easy and quick about this. It's practice, 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 practice. It's a continuous training. And see, we found ourselves on the same
Yeah,
wavelength
yeah.
always.
I mean, we know that it's about a frequency. We know that it's not such a thing as a coincidence. We know that we are coming here to make great things. We know that we are coming here to be successful. Yeah, that's true. We are getting lost on the way, but we can always get up, shake ourselves, and say, like, okay, that's enough. And I get this from you that actually you've being in your masculine, you said, like, okay, that's enough for me. I'm gonna chill the F out. I'm gonna look after myself. I'm gonna start pulling into me. I'm gonna do the healing work because we always start from there. I mean, guys, healing is not easy job, and it's a long freaking time. Like, how long does it take you to heal from whatever wounds they were
Ooh,
there?
ooh, I'm
Yeah.
still on the journey. You see, you know what I mean? I'm still on the journey. It took me 1 full year just to heal the deepest ones, the ones that I was really like submerged in, that led me to that burnout. That took me a full year. It was such a discovery, such a journey, such a beautiful journey. And second year has been so much about being so freaking enthusiastic about whatever could switch, change, what I could become, who I was really being, understanding, about all these 3D and spiritual world and how they match each other. I have this super conscious mind. I have to let the super conscious do all the tasks that I was keeping wanting to do by myself because I didn't know about that. I didn't know about all this world. And I got to this place. What I want to do is I want to help women. I want to help women and men, of course, but I'm more into the as I am more into the feminine world recently. Women understanding and learning and embodying everything I have learned in these 3 years, studying and studying and studying and studying and taking courses and doing things. And I really want to share this because this can really save women in this case. Like, look at those, as I said, entrepreneurs, moms, wives, and even matching everything with your housekeeping things. And you have 24 hours a day. As long as this time is an illusion and I am aware of this, I can play with it. But if I do not know that, how come can I fix it altogether? Sooner or later, burnout is there. And it's so common in women. And I really, really, really want to be of help. I can share so much about
Yeah,
this.
I
Yeah.
mean, I think we as a women, we have so much actually, not as a women, but all of us, we have so much related to the time because we've always been given that we have to. I mean, I'm Polish, right? So for me, everything was like fast, 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 fast. Do it quickly, 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 quickly. We have no time. If you're not gonna have it, you're not gonna do it ever. And it's the whole freaking.
I had a Polish colleague in London. I had a Polish colleague in London. It was all about being quick and efficient.
I'm telling you, but that's show us here because I'm Polish, we are Italian, we are meeting in USA in the academy, both being in London. But the fact that it shows that actually we as a women we can be from doesn't matter where you're from. The limiting beliefs what you're gonna have, if it's about the time, if it's about yourself, if it's about the feminine, if it's about the masculine, they're all gonna be universal because we have all been in the end of the day working for some time limitations, for the masculine limitation, from the feminine, going through the deep wounds that we had to heal, right? As you said, it takes you time. I feel like this healing journey is actually a long journey. And I don't know right now if we can actually heal 100% because always new things are coming. Of course, we are shifting our perspectives. Of course, we are looking from the different angle because now we know that we can be from the 45-degree and said, "I excuse me, let me see what's going on here. Why this is all looking like that, right?" We know this right now that
Yeah.
guys, you are actually in that present moment when something is happening for you, you don't have to make any decisions. You can step out of your body and you can look from the 45-degree angle and be like, excuse me, what is happening here? Why this is happening? You can center yourself. You can take 5 deep breaths in and then make a decision, then see what is there for you. I'm not talking about when you are, 1, 2, 3 jump, when you are making this big wild move. I'm talking a decision that you are already there and you need to see from the different perspective. If it's an argument with your husband or that you are shouting at your kids, for example, because this is happening, right? You're shouting, like we are all doing this stuff. Like,
Happens,
yeah.
yeah. So it still happens. And the different awareness there is I just stop
Mm.
and observe my 3D around. I stop and observe how is he behaving? What is triggering me? Where in me is that behavior I don't like about me? It brings a wound with it, and I still have to work on.
Mm.
So this is pure magic. Your life shifts necessarily. Everything changes, you see. Looking after my kids, I can say I really am such an incredible mom. So loving, so always available. And I am, the Montessori way of being a
Yeah, but with
mom.
kids.
Yeah. So now that I know that I can celebrate
Mm.
myself for all those little things. Now that I know that it is not just, being a whatever mom, but appreciating everything I tell them for the way I tell them and the care I put towards them and stuff. I've started telling myself,
Wow.
you are an amazing mom. I used not to do that. That was never, ever, ever that sense of being enough. I'm not doing enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough with the kids. I should spend more time with them. And when I'm with them, I'm tired. You see, I never do that. I was keeping this never ending kind of a negative toward myself, inner dialogue,
Wow.
and understanding how I could switch my inner dialogue, how that would create all the 3D illusion around me, everything, the effing changed totally.
Wow. I'm
I mean, can
celebrating you
you?
on that. I mean, I
I
mean,
mean,
I mean, come on, girl. Like, come on. Like, please. Like,
well,
do
this
you?
is so
Yeah,
much.
but can we just like pause here and understood? Because I'm not a mom yet, right? I've got a mom, but
Yeah.
I'm not there yet myself. And as we know, the dynamics when you are becoming a mom, they are changing because the world is changing. You are changing. You're not gonna do the same things what your mom was doing. But the fact that you were able to spot yourself on and to go with the school, the Maserati, the Monserini school, you said, right? That did. Oh, yeah, no, I can never settle on Maserati. Can be a Maserati for me.
Wow, why
Why
not?
not?
Why not?
But it's very
Next.
interesting how actually that school is teaching kids, and then the fact that you were able to seeing yourself telling you the same old story over and over again, like, oh, I'm gonna play with the kids, I'm gonna be tired, oh, I have to be such a shit mom. But that's the same old story that you've been keep repeating to yourself, and then you've understood that, hey ho, the 3D world, you've started telling yourself on the energetics level, on the 5D, you've been keep saying yourself like, hey, you know what, like, I'm a badass mom. Like, I am an entrepreneur. I am actually the woman that I created these both kids, and I've created that amazing freaking business, and I've actually healed my wounds, and actually that's the person who I am. So my 5D, because that's where the magic is happening in the 5D, the 3D is only what we can perceive right now, right here, and we can see it through the normal eyes, not on the third one what we have here, right? And not what we can really feel on the energetics, which is in ourselves. So having this big realization about the 3D and how you can shift it, and how as you said, what you said, you can embody this earlier on, how you think, how you feel, how you walk, how you dress. This gives your kids later on a actually they're looking at you with the totally different eyes, because they're gonna remember saying like, oh, mom was with us, she was such a great mom, because you've started thinking differently about yourself, right?
Absolutely. Yes, it is.
Wow.
And the beautiful thing I'm doing so far is having my kids get to know all this. I explain them about what is a quantum field, what is frequencies, what does it even mean, what about all those crystals I have, all those sticks I burn, why I use such a kind of oil. I tell them about how they speak to themselves. I constantly check them. I do tapping with them. I have made Reiki sessions on my little ones. Yeah, for my little ones, I'm about to record an hypnosis. Or I was about to think that maybe instead of an hypnosis, it could be a nice soft music because he loves handpan. He loves, instruments, and he loves handpan and recording
Yeah.
subliminals. So it's not going to be so invasive for him, and see what shift happen, because he is the a bit nervous one, like a bit yeah, the most tornado tornado in the
Yeah.
house. Yeah, and I would really like him to live at peace with himself, not getting angry about himself constantly, about whatever is around, and understanding is the more you speak nicely, gently, lovingly to yourself, the more you are going to feed your every cells of your body with good nutriment, and you're going to feel well. You will never get sick, and you will feel so good in the middle of a school with other kids, and not being having this feeling of not fear anger so much, and you're going to live just calm and at peace. And he's already embodying
I mean,
this, and it's so cute seeing him so little understanding not all but part of these things, and wanting to be on this journey with me.
I
Yeah,
mean, that's such a blessing.
beautiful.
That's such a blessing to being able to
Yeah,
give the next life, and actually then realizing that it's so much more to come, and so much what you can do with your kid. It wasn't, we were me and you, right? We can say that we are similar ages. Like our parents, they never did that stuff. I mean, come on, let's make it real. Like we never had that opportunity that they're gonna
absolutely.
say, "Oh, I'm gonna record the subliminals." I just want to say to you guys, what are the subliminals? Because that's a word that some of you maybe you know, maybe you don't. So subliminals, they are actually affirmations that they are put under the beat. So anyway, when you can hear the song, you can some when you can hear the song at the radios, you can hear the lyrics, but with the subliminals you can't hear them, because they are put under the beat. And normally, like the one that I've made, the subliminals, I've always made, like, with the frequency of healing for free too, or I'm always making for the focus frequency, or I'm making the frequency that it's going to be restoring for the body, or something that is going to be actually implementing the whole subliminals, the whole affirmations that they're under the beat. And then actually you can do them whenever you want, when you are walking, when you are cleaning, when you are sleeping, because the brain never sleeps. Is that true that the brain never sleeps? Can you tell us something about our brain?
Totally never sleeps. All those cells in your nervous system never sleep. Everything in our body never sleeps. We have the illusion we are sleeping as a person, but nothing in our body and in our energies sleep. Never, ever, ever. And instead, the most you are relaxed and also sleeping, the more your subconscious mind, which is your nervous system, will get easily impressed of what is hearing. And in this case, we are talking about tracks and subliminals. If you go to bed before, like 20 minutes, 15 minutes before going to bed, when you are accessing that theta wave state in your brain, is when you're the most relaxed and about to sleep. And then you access those delta ones where you are so easily being impressed, and you place the track on and you go to sleep with that. I mean, it is just going to be pure magic for you. You can easily rewire all those neural net that led you to whatever behavior, to whatever you want to fix, to whatever you feel. I mean, the need to change in order to feel better. There is so much to say about this. Yeah, it's we could talk for like hours and days and months, and yeah, there's so much about it. Yeah, never sleeps.
Yeah, sorry. I'm going to say this as well, because I'm not sure if that's the right number. I'm not the number girl. I'm going to say that from you, but I think it was like 957 or 87 times we have to hear the belief to be subconsciously placed in our head. But then we need this 987 times for the belief to be repeated in order to exchange, so that belief is not gonna be there in our heads. So think about it. How many times you did to yourself, "Oh, I'm fat. Oh, I'm not gonna pass. I'm not that I'm gonna pass. I'm not that I'm not gonna pass."
All the life long, all the life effing long. So far until I discovered all of this. Just as an instinct, something bad, like thinking something bad about what I'm doing, what I'm saying, or just about whatever, just instinctively comes up. But the awareness led me to just stop there and rewire immediately that dialogue. That's the very difference. I mean, the instinct is going to lead you to some old patterns, as long as it's early, let's say. Like it's just 1 year, 2 years that I'm doing this. And as I was saying, it's a constant training. It is about being constantly, not just like sometimes, but every moment, every day, like being on this, read more about this, studying about this, and doing this, and embodying this, and exercising about this. Is about doing, we have to put it in our body. It's exactly what embodiment means. Like put that 5D in your body and let it live.
Ladies, let me ask you this. What if 2024 could be the year that you finally step into the life that you've always dreamed of? The life where you feel confident, fulfilled, and fully aligned with your purpose, knowing that there is more than 3D. And if you are nodding along right now with me, or maybe if you are not, but here's the sign for you, that you are here right now to make that big decision on yourself. And the Awaken is the life-changing experience that you will have access to this transformation forever. And the truth is, we can only gain from the another experience. And we are always gaining in that bigger picture too. And this is my signature program where I teach you the principles of manifestation, codes for courage, sending you healing and love, and much more. This transformation is designed specifically for women just like us, women who are ready to break free from self-doubt and limiting beliefs, ready to chase their dreams with clarity and courage and love. And finally, the women that they are ready to become the most vibrant, empowered, wealthiest version of themselves. And here is the best part, that we have only 13 spaces left, and the doors to awaken are opening soon at the 11th of December. And warning here for you, they're only open for 10 days. So make that decision right now. Go all in on yourself and grab that spot. Because it's time to start prioritizing you. And if you've been waiting for the sign, it's here. It's arrived. And imagine starting new year with the tools, with the mindset and the support to create that life that you love. And again, enrollment is limited, so don't wait. And go on my website, www.verakorepta.com/awaken to learn more. And of course, to grab that transformation and go all in on yourself. Because your dreams aren't just meant to be imagined, they are meant to be lived. So let's awaken your potential together, and I will see you inside of the Awaken. Yeah, that's beautiful. I mean, I 100% I agree with it. And that actually is leading me, and I've got that question in my head right now, like when we are getting up, and obviously, as we said, is a constant work. And I want to let you know this, that if you are in that world, it's no way freaking out, because you're going to feel how good it feels for you to be happy with yourself, to you as a happy place, to feel that everything is always working in your favor. But again, that leads us to the routine, what you're supposed to have. Because that's what Liliana said to us today, that, hey, excuse me, you have to have that routine in order to like something, because the brain likes the patterns. We like working in the routines as a human beings. That's why, if you're going to think about it, even the school, when we are working, we know that we are going from Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 3 o'clock. That's why we have the extra classes. Why is like that? Because the brain has to settle and be ready for the certain moves. That's why that first thing when you're going to get up, I don't know. I'm taking the 5 deep breaths in right now. What you doing when you're gonna get up? What you do?
Well, the first thing when I get up is writing down, not just thinking is very important. Writing down 6 things that I am grateful of.
Yeah.
This has literally switched my life, changed it all, because I realized that the first thing that I was thinking when I was getting up in the morning was, oh, I'm already tired. Oh, it's another week. Oh, Monday. Oh, all the week ahead. And I want to go back to sleep. Or it's not good. I mean, whatever it is, not seeing the beauty, not appreciating the beautiful life I have, the beautiful kids I have, the loving husband I have, the whatever I have, all those little things, me not appreciating enough me. And this exercise, believe me, whoever is going to listen to us, it's going to be millions of people listening to us and taking a note of this and trying for themselves. There is not such a thing as an absolute true. I understood this as well. And I share what led me to healing and what is leading me to the best life ever. So if I can share this, if anyone who wants to take a note of this is just such a powerful exercise. It raises the frequencies of your thought and body, of your energy so much, which is so much about the person who does it, and really means starting the day in such a different way.
I mean, that's beautiful. I mean, the gratitude, and everyone is saying like, oh, the key to the success is gratitude. But yes, it is. But you have to fully, again, embody it and feeling like, actually, I get
Totally.
to live on that beautiful world. I get to breathe. I get to have two healthy legs, two healthy arms. I get to do the things by myself. I get to see the world through my own eyes. And this gratitude, yeah, I mean, I remember when I was starting, and that was such a beautiful exercise. What you said, you were saying that 6 things. I remember when I started my journey first, I was trying to do 10. I've started from 100, and you know how hard it's for me to get from 100. Yeah,
Oh,
but I wanted to tap because actually it's so many things what we can be grateful for. Even the fact that we can wear our clothes, that we can have a car, that we can drive, that we can have kids, that we can have meals, that we can go shopping. I mean, it's so many things what we can be grateful for. But because of the time and as a human, unfortunately, we again is a programming that, oh, it's never gonna be enough, or it's never gonna be this, or but then when someone is gonna never, I've learned that as well on the last podcast, and it was Alejandro was saying like it's a law of reflection. Never say never, because then what is happening? The universe is gonna bring you the thing that you never wanted to have, and it's gonna beautifully reflect to you on that. So actually, this whole programming, what we are having, what we are installing from the very early ages of our life, it matters. That's why you as a mom, I have to come back to this, because the kids, they're gonna be building the future for us here right now. They're gonna be the next ones who's gonna keep the world running, right? It's
yeah.
incredible. I have a question to you right now. So we dive actually to so many topics, and I know that we can talk forever and ever, especially about the
Yeah.
brain, how the brain works, and how. And I would love to, and definitely I'm gonna have you back on that, so we can dive deeper on the subconscious mind, superconscious mind, and unconscious mind. How does it work? Maybe related with the
Yeah.
heart as well. We can talk about the frequency. So, guys, if you want Liliana back, let me know. And then, yeah, I want to ask you this, because as you said, the masculine and the feminine energy, that was the one of them that they've been actually playing quite a big part for you at the beginning of your journey, where you understood that you've been operating from more masculine energy than the feminine energy. And can you tell us here how actually you can create that safeness that is allowing you to tap away from masculine energy and come to this feminine energy?
Yeah.
Because I believe that is not an easy transition. But if you can just tell us and maybe give us a little bit of a story how you've managed to do that.
It has been, as you said, absolutely not easy. It has been possibly the biggest stretch I've ever made, because it was all about receiving. And all my life long, I've been the one, I do it all by myself. I don't need anything from anyone. I'm not talking to anyone. I do it all by myself. I can handle it myself. No way I could get help. I could be like offered to help because I had my, grocery bags and stuff, and it was a total no, like even in a hard way. And I could be offered help to do whatever, even like whatever, whatever. And here again, I have came into this lifetime, into this human body experience in such a perfect condition since I was a child, because I've been taught by my parents about this, about never ask is bad. Do it. In Italy, we have a way of saying, which is se fai per te, se fai da te fai per tre, which means if you do it just by yourself, you do it as you were three people.
Wow.
Yeah, translated. So I've grown up with that. I have grown up with a dad who didn't absolutely spoil me, didn't want to give me any material things. And I was suffering that condition. And I was thinking, it led me to think as a child, but how come if he can? I mean, he can. Why doesn't he like even get me the ice cream I want, buy me that toy. Why doesn't he want me to go to the school field trip? I've never done one. I mean, I talk about this now with total love, believe me, love and compassion, because I have understood it all. That was necessary. I mean, we have signed a contract, a soul contract before entering these bodies. So that was perfect. I couldn't experience in this lifetime, this human experience, I couldn't make any experience about feeling the sense of lack and feeling the need of doing it all by myself if it wasn't for this condition at the times. And it has been like that all my life long. And when I got to know my husband, he was I was mad, mad at him because he was buying me things. He's older than, crazy. He's older than me. He's almost 13 years older than me. And so I was 24 and he was 37, my age, when we got to know each other. And there was kind of an instant love. And you see, I mean, it's a podcast, but you can see from our video call here, these diamonds rings. And the first time he got me one, I got so mad at him. I was crazy. It was crazy because it was unacceptable for me. Why are you spending this money for me? Why are you even doing it? For what? I mean, are you trying to buy me? I mean, I don't need anything from you. And looking back then, Vera, how many hurts I made to this poor guy. He just wanted me, like he could spoil me, and he just wanted me to feel happy, and he didn't understand. And it was a constant, perpetuous feeling of anger from my side and fighting. And it was crazy because it was all about me. I was making it about him, but it was about me. Can you imagine when I got to know kind of 1-2 years ago about that something like a feminine energy exists and whatever it is attached to it, and masculine energy exists. And I just realized how this affected my life, my relationships, me to myself, me to the others. And then the very first thing I understood, it was, Liliana, you have to start accepting from the others, accept that compliment. That was my very first exercise. Accepting compliments. I can remember it as it is now, kind of 2 years ago. Accepting compliments has been my first exercise. It's been so stretching for me. I didn't want anyone to tell me anything about me. You're beautiful. No, no, it's lying. Oh, I just, to say is a circumstance. Oh, I know. Oh, you're so good at that. Oh, I mean, come on. How I mean, why? No, not really. I mean, everyone does it better. And even thinking it myself to myself, and that was the hardest starting bit. And I could even talk hours about the healing journey of my feminine. Ladies, girls, women, whoever is finding themselves in this situation, just know, please, that the very first thing you can do to start your healing journey, to access more your feminine energy, which is going to balance you the most and make you have the most tranquil, calm, easy, centered life ever, managing everything you have, is this little exercise. Start accepting compliments, a bit of receiving.
Yeah. I mean, that's such a big part for being able to receive, to build that muscle. And as you said, the receiving comes with a time. That's why starting with the little, oh, you look pretty. Thank you. Thank you. That's okay. That's okay. You don't have to say anything back. You're allowed to receive. You're allowed to chill out. You just have to look pretty and you're good. Someone is going to buy you a dinner. Say thank you so much and appreciate yourself that someone got you that dinner. You see, that's what it is. because of the lifetime and what we've seen, what our brain set as the story in our head before, then that's how our 3D is gonna be reflected. And that's what's happening with you, right, Liliana? That you've been embodying this, that it wasn't safe for you to receive because it wasn't at the beginning. Actually, when I start remember my thing, it wasn't for me. It felt so weird actually to receive the compliment. And
Yeah.
I remember it's so funny when you said that because I remember the time when I was very, I had red checks on my face when some guy was trying to talk to me. I was feeling so weird, and my dad wasn't around back then. And I remember I was always like very wet hands, sweaty hands, very stressed around certain situations. And actually, with feminine and masculine, it's so good for us to receive if we because we both have both energies. But we have to feel safe enough to be able to receive the blessings that are coming our way because all the time they are coming. We just have to open our hands, open our hearts enough, and be able and ready to receive that. And it's beautiful advice from you, Liliana, to actually start with these 6 things with the gratitude, right? Have that thank you
Yeah.
compliment saying, you can even say, you look beautiful, and you can say it back to yourself in the mirror, saying, like, thank you. I love you. You look beautiful. You're a great mom. You're an amazing mom. You're doing so good in the world. Like, if you're going to think about it, you can have that internal talk with you every single day, and this can be a part of your practice, right? I mean,
Oh, you have just touched such a button about you just said about accepting
yes.
oneself. So just a hint about this. Since I had the kids, since I gave birth, I got kind of 18, 20 kilos extra. And I've all my life long, I've never ever accepted myself, even if I was fit, healthy, eating this and doing that, and sporty and whatever, hygienist, and it was never enough, and I never liked myself. And then I got to have, after kids, 20 kilos extra, and that was across my healing journey. And that was in a parallel way going through my healing journey because I went through the acceptance and love for myself, whatever condition I was, whatever body I had. And you know what shifted so far? That I look at the mirror now and I cannot even like almost see those 20 kilos extra anymore. And I say to myself, wow, that's pretty gorgeous. How come at the times you could be so skinny? I mean, it doesn't make sense. It's okay for you to be here this way now, the way you are. How could you be mad about not being that version of yourself? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Look how like beautiful, curvy, soft, and I realize my husbands, because they are men, they are not seeing what we see. They love touching softy is so like it's so like accommodating, it's so cuddling for a man having having a full body to touch. Then I know it's personal taste, but that was my journey. That was on my journey, having a husband that had been able to validate me the way I was. He'd been so much of a support. But you know what? It's not about the external validation. Never, ever, ever, ever. It will never be enough unless the validation comes from within yourself.
Amen.
Say
I
that.
mean, that's so beautiful, and that shows, right, how we can lean in to this feminine energy and to feel accepted by our men, and actually that the man is here to support us. It's here to love us. It's here to, even if we can't see this in our own eyes, if the partner is right, they're gonna help you go to that final step where they're gonna support you on your journey, even though you're gonna have 20 kgs up or down. Doesn't really matter. You know what? I'm looking at the clock right now, and we're gonna pause here for a minute, guys, because I would like you to take us right now, all of us, for this beautiful 2 3 minutes. I don't know if you have a crystal because it's 11:11, and today And today's
Ooh.
portal, it's 11:11.
You have selenite there? Sorry
What's
to
that?
interrupt. Do you have
I
selenite in your
do.
hand?
I do. I do.
All right. Same. I'm gonna use this one. Yeah, yeah, go,
Yeah,
go, go. Sorry
that's
to
okay.
interrupt.
So let's take a deep breath in through our nose. We can put the hand on our heart. And today is 11:11. It's a special day. It's a portal of abundance for us, opening for us. And if you can imagine right now, there is a beautiful door in front of you, and you can see this one door. And I want you to grab the handle and go inside that door. And I want you to imagine your biggest manifestation to come true. We know that there's no such a thing as a timeline. We know that there's no such a thing as a time. We know that we can travel on the timeline. So I want you to go right now to your manifestation, right here, right now. And I want you to see what is there. I want you to hear what is there. I want you to feel. I want you to fully embody that thing what you always dreamed of, that is here right now. Fully feel it, whatever it is. If it's the money, if it's the house, if it's the trip, if it's the family, and feel about that feeling, what is going to give it to you. What is it? And I want you to fully feel it right now. And when you're ready, I want you to breathe in that feeling through your nose. Hold it at the top and let her allow with the release, thinking it's mine. Good. And drop back to your body, feeling like that millionaire woman, feeling like that abundant version of yourself, feeling like that successful, sexy SF woman, that she has everything what she wanted, and she's so divinely guided and protected, and actually that she is here to make the beautiful things in the world, and everything is always working out in her favor. And take a deep breath in for me for your nose, breathing that feeling, and let allowing the world release. And let's go back and drop ourselves back to that moment. And welcome back. I mean, yeah, we
Lovely.
love it.
Lovely.
Yeah,
Yeah, beautiful. I was not
yeah,
here. I was really somewhere
that's
else.
beautiful.
Thank
That
you, Vera. Thank you, Vera. It was
that's
beautiful.
beautiful. I didn't know that we love that. We know, you see, when we know that it's all about the energetics, and when we can tap into that feeling, then we know that we're freaking rock. The 3D doesn't exist for us, right? But that, yeah,
Absolutely.
but that's why I'm so happy and I'm so glad that we touched upon the feminine and the masculine energy and the 3D world and the 5D world and the energetics and the alignment. I mean, and the kids, the fact that we touch upon the kids as well.
Embodiment, yeah, inner dialogue. Yeah, we've
We,
touched so many points because you see, it's a lifelong experience. There could be so much to talk about, so many times about like diving deep into each one of these subjects we have touched today.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I've got the last question to you. So, what would be that advice for our people here right now to finding balance between being a mom, between being entrepreneur, running family, running business, and at the same time you're investing in yourself and you're pouring in yourself with your studies, with your next steps moves, with your healing. Like, tell us how to combine.
It could be, if I could just condense the answer in a phrase, it would be take time for yourself and be the one who give yourself and be the one to receive from first.
Whoa, sir, that was freaking powerful.
Yeah, and during while you were talking and making this question, like it has been like in a 2-3 seconds time, all these healing journey that led me to here just showed up like in a 4D in front of me, and that very statement came up. I just want to let everyone know we didn't absolutely prepare this podcast. I didn't even know what it was about. I didn't want it to know what it was about. So what I've said, it just came like straightforwardly as a download, that intuition from my 43 years I had. And that is the most powerful thing you can do to be a balanced woman. Take time for yourself and receive from yourself first. And then everything starts from there, like changing the inner dialogue and observing the 3D. 3D is just a proof of the frequency you are vibrating at. And then make a decision. What is your intention? Everything is just choice. So what are your decisions? Are you clear about what you want? Because if you are all over the places, if you want to do this, but not sure, want to do that, and also want to be that, and also want to go, I mean, you just send like intermittent, confusionary information to the universe. What do you expect the universe is going to show you in your 3D? Just whatever of the present, not a specific manifestation. And yeah, again, we could talk and talk and talk, but yeah, this could be the very first
Definitely, I think we're gonna have one more episode diving deeper into neuroscience, into the brain, into how you're running it. Because even the fact that you've got the kids, and that's gonna be quite interesting to see how you are managing with that, even more deep down to the story of the family. Because I think that that's very a lot of people actually can relate, and sometimes we can take us back ourselves, how we've been with our parents and what was different back then. So I think that would be very good to have you back. So Liliana, what are your socials? How they can find you, how they can support you?
Oh, well, let's say I will show up soon on social medias. For now, I am Lily, the quantum coach on TikTok. I share some metaphysics and neuroscience stuff in there, and it is pretty much in Italian. So I will really shortly, put on socials some new things. And for now, this is just it. Yeah, so no one can really find me easily. Anyway, if I just have to close up this beautiful, lovely podcast session about the theme you came up with, it can be, if your cup is full, then you can be there for the others. That's another condensation about what I was doing earlier. Yeah. And I could close and sum it up with this statement.
Beautiful. It always makes me so happy having guests, and that when they are feeling happy and when they are feeling fulfilled and when they are just blooming. I mean, that's what it is all about, guys. It's about to being in this high vibe. It's being in this high frequency, to coming to the bubble, to creating your own bubble of your own imagination, of your own world. Because everything is possible. And we know, because we're living from the quantum possibilities. So Liliana, thank you so much. And
thank you, Vera. It has been beautiful. And, we know each other. I think you're amazing. You are effing amazing. I love you so much. And I really, really appreciate whatever you do and the way you are. And thank you so much for having me on this podcast today. And yeah, just love you. Sending you love.
Thank you so much, guys. We're sending you so much love, healing vibes from us, and we will see you on the next one. Sending you so much love. Bye. Mwah.